Hello and welcome to Skitty Animates. I'm Skitty and today we're not going to touch Maya at all. Instead, I'm going to give you all of the information you need to make an animation demo reel that will get you hired. So without further ado, let's get started. First, let's talk about the length of your reel. Under no circumstances should it be over 2 minutes long. Ideally, your reel should be under a minute. The only people who have earned the right to have a 2-minute long demo reel is industry veterans, and at that point, you shouldn't even need a reel to get hired. When deciding what work to put on your demo reel, only use work that you're proud of. If that ends up being less than 30 seconds of footage, then you're gonna have a reel that's under 30 seconds. There's no reason to feel self-conscious of the length of your reel. Adding mediocre work as a time filler is bad and will only hurt you in the end. The shot that will be analyzed and judged the harshest by potential employers is the shot that they consider to be your worst. By adding mediocre work, you're just opening the door to harsher criticism, which in turn could jeopardize your chances at getting hired. When it comes to splicing your shots together, start and end your reel with a title card around the 5-second length mark, something with your name on it, and a way for employers to contact you, whether that be email, a phone number, or whichever. If you have experience working on a production, you could also put the production's logo on this title screen. Brand recognition could earn you some bonus points. Next, your opening shot should be your best work. With how many applications pass through a studio on any given day, your job is to stand out. In order to hook the employer to not click close on your reel right away, opening with your best work is the biggest shot you have. Get it? Shot? Because you're making shots for your reel? Oh, okay, I'll stop now. The order of your subsequent shots is up to you, but you want to end your reel on your second best shot. This will act as a reminder to the employer at how good your work can be. Chances are they're going to forget everything that they watched in the middle. Sorry, but what they see first and last has the best chance of sticking out in their mind. There's 3 things to base selecting your shots on: quality, newness, and brand recognition in that order. If you have production experience, you don't necessarily have to put that footage on your demo reel. By all means, it should be in there, but if it's not very good compared to some of your other work, just leave it off your reel, and again, just put the logo on your title screen. Hi, I'm Skitty. Here is my resume. I worked on Inspector Gadget, so I'm kind of a big deal.
Huh, no kidding. You got any shots I can see?
Oh, is it that time already? I gotta go water my dog.
Hello?
This one is purely optional, but consider putting title cards before each shot that last a couple of seconds to break up your reel and to prepare the employer for what they're about to see. Now that we have the structure, let's talk about your reel's content. Each shot in your reel should showcase a different skill, maybe even multiple skills. There are 5 checkboxes that you should try to hit in your reel: full body shots, close-up shots, action shots, emotional shots, and interaction shots. An interaction shot would be something like 2 characters talking, a child playing with their dog, someone failing at climbing a fence, a character fiddling with a pencil, whatever your heart desires, so long as a character is interacting with either another character or an object. And these checkboxes can be put together in any combination that you want. This could even break down to only having 2 shots. You could have a close-up emotional interaction plus a full body action shot. As well as variety in shot types, it's also important to vary what rigs you're using to showcase some versatility. Mix it up between male and female, human and creature, biped quadruped, adult child, those sorts of things. Rigs like Goon are great for learning tools, but they're generic. Good shots show characterization, so why not give yourself a head start by picking rigs that have distinct characteristics? A small child moves very differently from a giant orc, so show that you understand that difference. And don't pick ugly rigs. Just a quick disclaimer so no one gets the wrong idea. I'm not saying don't use ugly characters. I'm saying don't use ugly rigs. If the controls move weird, it's ugly. Just don't do it. On the topic of ugly, if you can avoid it, don't use play blasts in your demo reels. Sometimes it's unavoidable, so that's okay. If you encounter this, just make sure it is a good quality blast. None of that 480p garbage. Employers seem to be getting really tired of every reel having a generic walk cycle and a ball bounce. So if you're stuck not knowing what to animate, here's a list of a couple things to get you started. Limited rigs like the flour sack, walk or run cycles on a quadruped, dance, martial arts, or sword fighting choreography, change in emotion, lip sync, a transition in and out of a cycle, a change in timing, character trying to decide how they feel or making a decision, light versus heavy weight. A big thing to remember is that your characters are supposed to be living, thinking creatures, so make them feel like they have thoughts. If a character is going to step to the left, have them glance over first. Show them making that decision. For close-up shots where you want to show off some facial acting, don't isolate the head. Make it a mid-shot cutting off around the torso. Emotions don't only change your face, your body also reacts to them, so show that. If you're animating a dialogue shot, consider having the character do something while they're talking. Have them interact with a pencil or doing the dishes or something along those lines. Just add some more depth than a character talking to a screen. When selecting what dialogue clip to use, select something that's not easily recognizable, and also something that isn't already animated. If the potential employer recognizes your clip, they're going to be thinking of the original in their minds the whole time that they're watching your shot, which will distract from your actual work. And if the clip that you took it from was already animated, chances are it's not going to look quite as good, and it will not work out in your favor.
Scott! Brother, help me!
The end goal here is to take the things that employers want to see and put your own spin on them. Employers aren't looking to hire machines, they're looking to hire you. So show who you are in your shots. Add your own ideas, your own creativity. Show them what you're capable of. But don't put yourself literally in your reel. Yes, make reference, but leave your reference off your reel. The employer doesn't want to see the process of how you got to your end goal, they want to see the finished product, so let your shots speak for themselves. The following clip is brought to you by Emily McDonald, and I only helped out with the reference. Now let's talk about video editing. The key here is to use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Fancy effects and transitions isn't what you're trying to get hired for, and if it is, why are you making an animation demo reel? All it will do is take the focus away from what's important, which is your animation. You're not here to make an entertaining video to go viral on YouTube. You're here to showcase your skills to land a job. And those skills are the only thing that recruiters want to see. At the same time though, there's no reason why we can't use editing to our advantage. Your shot has a couple of seconds of dead frames at the end to match up with subsequent shots. You can always cut those out when it comes to your demo reel. There's no need to hang on to things you don't want. When it comes to audio, quiet instrumental music is okay, but make sure you don't pick anything aggressive that commands attention, or anything with vocals. Again, the focus is on your animation. If someone is paying attention to the vocals in your background music, that's attention that's being taken away from you. Just because a song is your favorite doesn't mean it's a good fit for a demo reel. If you're unsure if a song is working for your reel, just turn it off. For dialogue shots, always include the original dialogue clip. No one wants to watch lip sync if there's nothing that it's synced to. And make sure that you fade out any background music so that the dialogue can be heard clearly. Next, let's talk about accessibility. The most important part of applying for a job is to be easily found, that you're contactable, and that you show the recruiter what it is that they want to see. This may even mean that you need to make more than one demo reel. If you're applying for a visual effects company, a game, TV, or feature film studio, they're all going to be looking for different things. They could have different skill requirements or animation styles. So think about who you're sending your reel to before you put the reel together. And on that same note, do not send out a 3D generalist reel unless you are applying for a 3D generalist job. You may think that showing off all of your skills will make you look better, but an animation supervisor will not care about your modeling skills and may feel that you're wasting their time. Not only that, but you're wasting your precious time within your demo reel. You only have 1 minute or less to showcase your worth, but you can't fully showcase a skill if you're showing off all of them. When it's time to post your demo reel online, you have two main choices. There's Vimeo, which seems to be the most common for demo reels because you can replace the video under the same URL, meaning you don't have to send out a new link every time you update your demo reel. And then there's YouTube, which is more likely to show up in search engines. Honestly, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to where you upload your demo reel. Just don't upload it to your channel full of Minecraft videos. Your professional presence needs to be treated as such. Create a brand, which will more than likely be just your name, but a brand nonetheless, and keep all of your professional work in one place under that brand. Disorganization can cost you the job. If your brand also consists of things like modeling and rigging, you can keep them on the same channel but under separate playlists. Just make sure that it's clear where each section is. Also double check that your contact info is up to date. There would be nothing worse than being selected for an interview, but they can't get a hold of you. A recruiter's not going to dig around to try to find an updated phone number. They're going to go to the next person on the list. So just don't risk it. It's your responsibility to make hiring you easy. To that same effect, when you post your demo reel online, write a breakdown of your reel in the video description with time codes. Write what each shot is, what order they appear in, and also include timestamps that people can click on to navigate your reel easier. Once your reel is uploaded, it's time to kick your feet back and wait for those sweet, sweet clicks. If only that were true. Being realistic here, your demo reel only implies your capabilities. For all recruiters know, that one shot could have taken you a whole year, and a mentor could have helped you the whole way through. There's not much you can do about this skepticism, but this is just one of many reasons why nailing the resume and interview are equally as important. If a recruiter has a good feeling about you based on your resume or interview, they're going to feel more at ease about your reel. When it comes to your resume, there's plenty of useful templates you can download online and build off of, but lose the paper route. Studios don't care if you flipped burgers in high school to learn responsibility. If it's not relevant to the industry, leave it out. If that would leave your experience section empty, just emphasize the education part. List all of the programs you have experience with and all of the skills that you have. If you do have a show or game under your belt, don't just leave it as a title and position. Clearly detail all of the responsibilities you had in that position. For the interview, research the studio before you show up and show genuine interest in what they make. If you've never played any of their games or watched their shows, you can watch them Let's Plays, you can watch them episodes. Employers want potential employees that care about what they're working on. They also want people that will show an interest in the studio itself. There's almost always a point at the end of an interview when an employer will ask if you have any questions. Never say no. Come prepared with questions about the workload, the expectations, the length of the contract, future prospects, studio culture, the pipeline structure, and yes, even salaries. During the interview is often also when you hand over your references. And I don't mean animation references, but like the people they contact to make sure you're not like a serial killer or something. Choose these people very carefully. The best choice would be a supervisor of sorts, but it's also important to pick articulate people. And after you've asked somebody to become your reference, and before you put them on your list, just ask them what they would say if an employer contacted them. If their response is kind of questionable, just say thank you and don't put them on your list. They don't have to know. And that's all I'm going to say about demo reels. Leave a comment below if there's something you didn't understand, like and subscribe if you learned something. Links to socials are in the description, and remember to always use a reference. Hi, I'm Skitty. Here's my resume.
Damn it. I'm so not used to this. I'm so sorry.
Hi, I'm Skitty. This is my resume, and I don't know what I'm saying.